Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Fifth Window Rebrand launch event. I am Charlene Platon. I'm CEO and co-founder of Fifth Window. And tonight I am also joined by my team, my co-founders who are here with me today. And it's a really exciting time. I know that there's a lot going on, though. I do want to acknowledge how much there is going on in the world right now. And especially with the start of the new year, it's been quite eventful. And so we wanted to take this opportunity to share a little bit about what we are doing here at Fifth Window since we started for the last few years. But during this event that we have tonight, you're going to learn more about what our rebrand is, our new vision, and what that might mean for you as you are looking to find a community that could be a great space for you to join as a healthcare professional, whether you're an aspiring healthcare professional or current. So with that being said, I just wanted to first have the team introduce themselves. So you all know me, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Kathy.
Hi, everyone. Kathy Schaefer, registered nurse and co-founder and COO of Fifth Window.
Thank you, Kathy. And Michael?
Hi everyone, I'm a software developer and I'm the primary software developer for Fifth Window and also a co-founder.
Great. Thank you all so much. And this has been a pivotal time for us. As you all know, we started our journey back in 2020 during the Nurse Hack for Health, which was one of the first virtual hackathons that happened that were in a collaboration by Sanciel and Johnson & Johnson. That's how Kathy and I met, and that's what led to our journey today with Fifth Window. We launched our initial app back in 2022, and we've gone through different iterations since then. And, part of the question in terms of why rebranding and why now, a lot of it does surround what our previous focus was and looking at that and having a bit of a heart to heart and kind of soul searching in terms of what our company is, what we do, and where we want to go from there. So I'll actually turn it over to Kathy to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Charlene. And so, as Charlene mentioned, our journey was started when we were looking to support nurses during the pandemic, how we could help with their well-being and with their mental health. And the old narrative surrounding that burnout and compassion had served its purpose in raising awareness, but it often feels like the responsibility was and is placed on the nurse to fix themselves. And that's not the full story. And we don't think that it's fair that that's the only story that's told. And we have realized that it's time to shift the focus from what's wrong to what's possible, right? And through our conversations that we've had with each other, with other nurses, one thing really stood out to us, that people were looking for spaces to connect. We saw a lot of interaction when we had live events and we did things with people connecting to us, and ways to rediscover what made us fall in love with nursing in the first place. And that's where our rebrand really comes in, I'd have to say. Don't you think, Charlene?
Yes, absolutely. There has been a lot that's happened in the past few years, and even before that, when it comes to the state of healthcare, how we approach our situations in healthcare. And to be honest, there has been a lot of heaviness, and there has been a lot that has prompted, our conversations in terms of burnout and how we look at that. And there is, of course, value in acknowledging that, and we definitely recognize what that means for us in nursing and healthcare. And as Kathy mentioned, just kind of as we kind of change our mindsets, even within our own selves and our own journeys for wellness and self care, we wanted to think about how the profession of nursing can have that different mindset. And instead of focusing only or maybe solely on this conversation of burnout, because that could be pretty consuming and pretty heavy. And when you're feeling so much heaviness, that can really impact the actions that you take and the motivations that you have and the decisions that you make. So we wanted to look at that narrative, look at that mindset, and see how we could change the focus a bit so we could still have the acknowledgement and the safe space while still looking at possibilities and growth. And anything to add to that too, Kathy?
Well, I was just gonna say too, Charlene, it's not just about a new look that we have. It's about changing the conversation about our well-being as nurses. So if you know a nurse, if you are a nurse, if you care about the future of healthcare, then this new fifth window is really for you.
Absolutely. And to talk a little bit more about our rebrand, just as Kathy mentioned, we had really noticed a lot of interest into the community aspect of our earlier iteration of Fifth Window and our previous app. And so when we held live stream events, we had a lot of participation, and we really saw this sense of connection and belonging within those different events that we had. And so with our rebrand, what we're doing is really taking those pieces and making those the focus of our new app and our new community. And so we have a lot that we're excited to share about that. There's still more that's coming, and it's in the works. So if you're interested in learning about that, if you haven't been part of the Fifth Window community before, you could actually visit our website. It's fifthwindow.com, fifthwindow.com, and join us by going ahead and adding your name to our subscription so you could get more information about that. But to tell you more about what the community is, it's really focused on 4 pillars. And so these pillars are creativity, growth, health, and spirit. And the reason why we chose these 4 pillars is because all of them are different aspects of nursing and healthcare that all require ongoing cultivation and growth as we progress in our journeys. But they also look towards those futures, the present and the future of possibility, and how we can be able to focus on these different areas to support our own growth. So these are the 4 pillars that we have, the different community events that you'll see, and that we will organize and have available in our communities will all be centered around these 4 main pillars. So we're excited to have more of those events come out so you could see what that's all about. And anything to add to that as well, Kathy?
Yeah. So I think we should really tell the big news that all those 4 pillars really are focused on finding joy. It's rediscovering your joy. And that's personal joy, it's professional joy, and I even could say like community joy.
Yes, it is. And you'll notice our new logo. So on our virtual background, you could see right here, it says Fifth Window, Nurse Your Joy. And we really wanted to emphasize that. The communities that we are opening, this is going to be available for nurses and healthcare professionals. So we wanted to expand it to all healthcare professionals that are out there, because we see the value in having these spaces available for many different types of healthcare professionals. And the pillars that we talked about, creativity, growth, health, and spirit, those are all represented in the different colors that we have in our logo. So each of those different colors represent different pillars. But on the top, you'll notice that there is a yellow ball. It's actually the joy, it's the community all together. That's how we want to, when we all come together, and it looks like a flower too. So when we all come together, we help uplift each other, we bloom together, we grow together. So it's been a really nice way to enhance our logo and really share that type of new mission that we have. So thank you for bringing that up, Kathy. And a lot of the reason too for our rebrand is more personal to ourselves. And so each of us have different reasons too for why the rebrand has resonated so much. And I will, I could start just with myself. And personally, the pillar of spirit really speaks to me. I think when we talk about spirit, it's talking about purpose and drive. It talks about hope. And we talk about this event is called Opening the Fifth Window, and I think in many ways this is opening the window to joy and to hope and to all these different pillars that we have. Spirit is a journey that I've been on for a long time, and I think that having this rebrand and this focus actually it kind of makes me feel like I have the permission to actually explore this more as a nurse and as a healthcare professional. We don't really talk about spirituality when it comes to the staff. We might talk about spirituality when it comes to our patient care and more of what's available as a resource to those that we provide care for. But when it comes to ourselves, that part has been not really as active in conversations. So, I started to do tarot readings. I really started to go on more of a spiritual journey, and that's been really resonating. So, really excited to share more about that with the events that we have planned for the rest of the year. But just wanted to share why that in particular spoke to me, as well as the other pillars, which are really more about this continuous pursuit of growth and joy as well. So, just wanted to share that. And also, when Kathy and I were at the health conference back in Las Vegas, this was Health USA. It was the first time that Health had the Nurse Innovators Pavilion, and Kathy and I were really, honored to be part of that. I actually had shared that that I'm a tarot reader during that event, and so many people came up to me and said, "Hey, I also read tarot cards," and I was just so amazed at that, and it just kind of shows how much more we all have, how much space we all share without really even knowing it. So I foresee the vision for what we're building to be that mechanism to bridge these different connections that we haven't really explored before. And so, with that, I'll turn it over to you, Kathy, if you want to share a little bit more about your own personal journey.
Sure. I think since the pandemic, there was a lot of focus. Everyone was talking about the different ways of, self-care, and a lot of emphasis was placed on physical self-care, getting enough sleep. Are we eating right? Are we, nourishing our bodies? Are we, and I think a little bit touched upon too our emotional well-being. Are we taking care of ourselves mentally? Are we sharing with people? Are we making sure that we feel safe and safe in the environments that we're working in? But I have to say that in the last year or so, maybe really last 18 months, I, like Charlene, have been on a spiritual journey, trying to just heal myself and all the things that have caused me both physical and maybe emotional pain. And I have really come to really found that centering myself in that spiritual self-care has really, I will say, spilled over into all the other areas of self-care. So I have been working on my Reiki certification, and I am close to being done with my Reiki 2, level 2. So I hope to share some of my own healing with you as well through some Reiki sessions that will be at some of the events that we hold on our lives, and then you can access it any time as well.
Great, thank you, Kathy. And I'm personally really excited to join the Reiki session, so I can't wait to learn from you. And it's just so cool to know that there's so many journeys that we've been on, and we've been in the same teams too. So it's it's just so interesting how there's so many interconnectedness or interconnections between all of us. Um, and I'll turn it over to you too, Michael, just to share a little bit more about your journey as well.
Yeah. I think with regard to the rebrand, it's not so much that I have a personal story towards it. However, I do really resonate with it, and the reason I think this is a good direction we're going is that, as you guys already touched on, a lot of our previous mission was very much focused on alleviating stress, and so there was that kind of big stress component, and I think that was very valuable at the time. During COVID, there was a lot of stress, and there still is, and so I think that still is a valuable thing. However, while we still will have those components, I like that we're now shifting towards a more of an emphasis on positive, like not just how can we not be, stressed right now, but how can we actually feel good and cultivate joy, like we say. And so that's a direction that I'm very excited to go in, and I think it's a very important mission, and so yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Michael. And there is a lot of heaviness that I think impacts all of us, whether you're in healthcare or not, or whether you're a healthcare professional or not. And there's something that everyone can learn from one of the pillars that we have. And that's part of the reason, too, why we wanted to open up the audience in terms of who is able to be part of the communities that, part of the events that we're hosting. And we're really, really excited to share more about what the actual new app will look like and what will be included and the new resources that are going to be part of it. So I will actually turn it back to you, Michael, just to share a preview about what's to come with our new app.
Yeah, so in the new version of our app, as we said, we're going to be focusing a lot more on the community. We're going to be bringing that kind of front and center where, people can find events that they're interested in, find ways of connecting to people that maybe they haven't discovered before. We will have a lot of the resources that we had in the old app, so that will be available, meditations and things like that. But we're hoping to do a lot more live events within the app so people can, connect in real time and also in person. We're hoping to make it a platform where people can create in-person events and just share new experiences with each other. So um, yeah, that is the main thing. We're kind of focusing on bringing a sense of vibrancy to the app and joy, and yeah, and so we're very excited to share that, more details of that very soon.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be sending out details. If you're subscribed to our email list, you will definitely receive news about that when that's ready to go. You could also, if you're following our social media, we're active on LinkedIn and Instagram, and that's where we will also share the announcements about the app being launched and available for you all to download and to use. And we'll start with the iPhone just to have that available to more people, and I think from there we'll definitely look to collect everyone's feedback. As we're building this rebrand, we really want it to be a community, and not just in the events that we're creating, but also in terms of being able to gain the feedback from you all and build this community together with you all, so that it's something that's really cohesive and something that's really useful and valuable for everyone who's joining us. So just wanted to share that. It's as Michael was saying, it's going to be a different change from our app. If you downloaded it before, it will look very different. So I'm really excited to see what you all think and to have your feedback on this new app that's really going to emphasize community and having these different pillars available. So we're really excited to share that.
Yeah, so I just want to add also, our new approach is all about joy. So we created tools and we're forming communities and also experiences that will help you rekindle your passion and purpose in nursing. There'll still be those digital resources that we had before, but we'll have guided exercises to promote creativity and reflection. We'll have joy focused workshops and events. And so this isn't about adding more to your plate, but it's about giving you all a space to explore what brings you fulfillment. And we know that joy is the heart of caring.
Absolutely. It's really the space to explore, just like Kathy said, because we all have very heavy ties to our identities as nursing professionals and healthcare professionals. And sometimes when we pour all of our entire identity into that one aspect of who we are, it can feel really difficult to explore those other passions and other sides of your whole self that you might want to look into. So this community is really the opportunity to do that and to cultivate these different areas without, with the ability to do so in a safe space and with people who are like-minded. So we're very excited to share that. And thank you to Charmaine for your comment about loving to see more spirituality in nursing. I think that's a huge goal that we have in having spirit as one of our pillars and having that as more of an emphasis. And so we look forward to having that be a major focus with our rebrand. So thank you for sharing that. And in the chat, I'm also putting a link to our website. So if you haven't visited before, you could already see we have rebranded our website, and the upcoming events that we have for January are listed there if you visit the events page. So very excited to share this, the newly built website. And then, of course, share more information about the app. Once that's ready, we'll share that with you all. So if you are looking at the app and scroll all the way down, that's how you could sign up for our mailing list. And then for the events, that's how you'll see the rest of the events for January. But then we're also going to post more in the coming months as we create more events. And so very excited about that. And then just wanted to also add, or actually, Kathy, was there anything else that you wanted to add there in terms of the website or anything about that?
I just wanted to say that when we focus on joy, we shift the narrative from surviving to thriving. And that's the energy that we're bringing to Fifth Window and our rebrand. So that know that when we feel empowered as nurses, we are connected and inspired, and it benefits everyone, our patients, our colleagues, our profession, but most of all, it benefits us.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It benefits us, and when we feel happier, when we feel more joyful, more hopeful, and more creative, or more that we're in the mindset to grow and learn, then the people in our lives, including our patients, including our team members, they also benefit from that. And it becomes some sort of this, ripple effect. When we're able to cultivate our own joy, the community around us does the same. So it's a really, it's a great mission that we're all very passionate about to share with you all as well. So looking forward to that. And I do want to also mention, back in November, we actually tested one of our first events. We actually had our Restore Retreat, which was done in collaboration with Charmaine Horn, who had actually commented a little bit earlier in the chat. So hi, Charmaine, good to see you. And during that event, we actually had, we had a group of nurses who joined us, and they participated in our different activities, including qigong, sound bowl healing, and also tarot reading. And this was something that that the nurses who joined us haven't all participated in before. You may not have heard of qigong, or even like Reiki, or sound bowls, or things like, or tarot. And so this community is an opportunity to explore these different things and to find what really resonates with you, and to see what's really beneficial and what you want to learn more about. We actually had some great feedback from that event, and one of the nurses had mentioned that the event was, or the activities were life-changing, and they felt like a whole new person. And so we really wish that for you all. We really wish that from these events that you come and take away not just a new perspective and join a new activity, but just a new way to see how you could cultivate your joy and the different things that might feed into that. So anything to add, Kathy or Michael, for that? So looking forward to having more of those. We definitely would like to have more retreats this year. So we're aiming for quarterly retreats. So just be on the lookout for that. And hopefully some of those could be in person in the future too. So I'm looking forward to sharing that more, and then having more collaborations as well with our partners, including Charmaine, who's actually also going to be one of our Joy Ambassadors. So very, very excited to have her as part of our community and to support us in that regard. And in terms of, since we have a few minutes left, I do want to also mention that if you are interested in being part of this community, in addition to joining our activities, we also have the opportunity to be either a Joy Ambassador or a connection coach. So if you are interested in helping us to, share more about our events, our brand, our company's vision, that would be an opportunity as a Joy Ambassador, and also to share more about your story and how what you've done helps to cultivate your joy and how others can see that. And with the connection coaches, if you are someone who has expertise in certain things and you'd like to facilitate your own events, that's also something that you can do. And we're really excited to have more people join us through the communities that way. So if you are interested in that, you could actually send us your interest through our contact page. So I'm putting the link in the chat if you don't see the link, the website is fifthwindow.com. So FIFTH window.com/contact. So fifthwindow.com/contact. And you could let us know if you're interested in joining us either as an ambassador or a coach, or even just to be part of the community and to see what's out there with the events. All right. And anything to add to that, Kathy or Michael? And to anyone who is watching right now, just want to, just to see, learn from you all, what are ways that you all cultivate your own joy? If you feel called to, please go ahead and type that and share that in the chat. What are ways that you feel, or what are ways that you cultivate your own joy right now? You could share some of the ways that you do that if it resonates. And if not, we will have a lot of events coming up. What we could look forward to for January, I do want to announce that this Sunday, January 19th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, we have one of our first events of the year. So this is our Release and Renew Wellness Workshop. So this is in collaboration with Oasis Qigong, which is led by Charmaine. And this event will include acupressure, mindful movement, and a breathing meditation. So if that sounds interesting to you, please sign up. The information is on our website at fifthwindow.com. And if you click events and click on the image, you could sign up there. And then later in the month, we actually have our journaling for the New Year event. So you can learn more about journaling, how you could reflect on your joy one page at a time, and join us to learn more about that and our own reflection journal that we have. We're excited to share that with you all during that event and go into more detail. So we have some great upcoming events, and then more to come for sure. You'll learn about all of those if you're part of our mailing list or part of our following us on social media as well. All right, and thank you. Kathy, do you want to mention anything about the comment?
So I just saw the comment from one of our LinkedIn users that scheduling time to focus on my hobbies helps me cultivate joy. And that's exactly what we're talking about, changing the narrative, because a lot of times that's how we fill our cup, by what brings us, there's a difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is a fleeting experience, but joy is something you cultivate over time. And as a matter of fact, when you have joy, you really develop resilience. So being able to find the time to fill your cup with those creative hobbies is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And that's awesome to hear. And then there's another comment. I think one way for me is just being in control of my own peace and not allowing external factors dictate that for me. Absolutely resonates. Cannot agree more. I think when you spend more time tapping into your spiritual self care, that becomes much easier to do over time. And you intentionally connect with things that make me happy and feel joyful throughout the day. In February, we're going to talk about an event that we will be doing, helping in that realm as well, and making joy jars. So you can keep all those moments in your own joy jar and kind of read about them throughout the day, the week, the year, the month, whatever. But we'll be talking about how we can utilize that. So whoever that LinkedIn user is, please join our event in February. Be on the lookout for that one.
All right, and then we have another comment as well from another LinkedIn user, and it says, I think when we have joy, even in the places where joy is routinely missing, we give others permission to feel and express their own joy. This is such a profound comment, and thank you so much for sharing this. I think it is so true, and actually there is a lot that that we can learn when we cultivate our own joy, and it does give others the permission to do the same. It's kind of similar to when we have like one-to-one connections with people in the workplace or people in our working environments or even in our school environments, having these different connections and being expressing that gives other people the ability to do the same, and it spreads from there. So thank you so much for sharing these comments.
Charlene, you made me rethink about my post last week on LinkedIn when I talked about spreading joy germs. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
when you right when you spread joy, it is almost like spreading. You keep passing it on. It's in that simple thing of smiling at someone and watching like it being paid forward like the rest of the day. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to read, and that's exactly why we're
Yes.
here, right? We
Yeah,
want to change the
absolutely.
narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the National Joy Germ Day. If you missed it, it was National Joy Germ Day. So, obviously as nurses and healthcare professionals, germs are often looked as kind of a more negative thing, but when we talk about joy, we want that to actually be contagious and spread joy.
Exactly.
And actually that could be pretty subtle. It could literally be saying hi to someone when you walk by, or when you smile at someone, or it could be something that you really can't, it's hard to quantify the impact that it can have, but it could be something so small, and that's what we hope to spread as well. Joy germs, yeah. Oh yes, and Charmaine also mentioned for the retreats, we're also looking to include CEs, or contact education, credits. So more information about that to come, and we're hoping to be able to have that included. So thank you so much, Charmaine, for pointing that out. And I know we're a little bit over time, but thank you all so much for sharing and participating with us. It's been so fun to talk with you all tonight and to share a little bit more about our journey with Fifth Window and where we're going with our rebrand and what to look forward to in 2025. So we're super excited to share more about the app and our events. And we'll see you all later this month when you join us for our virtual events that we have. And then can't wait to see you all for future events as well, and also on our app when we have that launch. So, any final words, Kathy or Michael?
I'm just, my heart is full. I have a heart on today, my sweater, but my heart is full because, joy does spread, and we are so excited for you to join us on our journey together.
Thank you, Kathy. And Michael, any final closing thoughts?
Yeah, just that I am very excited for this new direction we're taking. Really looking forward to seeing how far we can go with this, and just how much joy we can all cultivate. Uh, and yeah, thank you everybody for joining us tonight.
Thank you, everyone, so much. We look forward to seeing you at our events, and yeah, we'll see you all pretty soon. So, thank you for joining us, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Spread
you.
the
Bye,
joy
Bye.
everyone.
germs.
Spread some joy germs, okay? Thank you, everyone.